The Sims 4 recently updated its logo after hitting the 5-year mark. An unprecedented action for the Sims franchise. What could it mean? Is it nice to look at? All of this coming up. Hi, I'm Ouiza and welcome to OuiSims, an online community where I help Simmers of all levels explore the Sim series as well as other simulation games in a fun and interactive way. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, and if you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. The Max's monthly live stream on the 12th of July brought a number of surprises. The most obvious thing, and what we're going to be talking about in this video, is the complete rebranding of The Sims 4. Everything from the Sims logo to the plum bob aesthetic to the box art for the various DLCs and even the main menu have all been changed. And in all honesty, it doesn't affect the gameplay, it doesn't stop me from doing anything, it hasn't added anything to what I can do. It's decoration, and from that point of view I'm not too worried about the impact it'll have on my experience of the game. This rebrand is quite a big deal, and it comes after 5 years after The Sims 4 was released in 2014. Now, The Sims developers have reassured the community on many occasions across the platforms that there's still a number of years left for The Sims 4, and they still have every intention of continuing to make packs for The Sims 4 and continuing to develop content and features for The Sims 4. This rebrand is a really serious fortification of those statements, because if you look back on The Sims, and by The Sims I mean the entire history of the franchise, each Sims game has a lifespan of about 5 years. The Sims 1 was released in 2000 and was succeeded in 2004 by The Sims 2. The Sims 2 was around for 5 years until 2009, when The Sims 3 dropped, and The Sims 4 was released at the end of 2014. Those are 5 yearly, and now in 2019 you would expect this would be the time for aggressively marketing The Sims 5, but we're not. We are being remarketed The Sims 4, and I think that says a lot about EA's intention with the game, and the fact that they're serious about this game is sticking around for a number of years, and this rebrand is the proof of it. This was also corroborated by Sim Guru Frost, I believe, on Twitter, and I think it is exciting in that regard because it shows that they're still putting their resources into the game, and they still have hope of developing it into as best of a game as it can possibly be. The other thing I've noticed about the new pack is that there's a greater emphasis on different ethnicities and not necessarily a token person of color on the cover, but it is a bit more varied now, with a multiracial couple on the Parenthood pack, for example, and different ethnicities on the base game cover. They're definitely emphasizing the diversity a lot more. So that is definitely also a reason for them to update. I wouldn't really believe it if they didn't have that intention of trying to diversify the pack so that someone who walks past the game and looks at the shelf and sees someone that looks like them will be like, I want this game, I can make me. Yeah, I think that that's a big factor. So in terms of looking at the history of the previous Sims games and what they did with their logo, because like I said before, this is unprecedented. What has precedent, however, is refreshing Sims covers. Now, The Sims 1 had numerous styles of covers for the different versions of the game. So the Sims base game, the Sims Deluxe Edition, the Sims Double Deluxe Edition, etc, etc. They all get the same imagery and the exact same layout of sharing like a 3x3 grid of Sims. The Sims 2, even when it had updates like to the Holiday Edition, and like there's like 2005 Holiday Edition and there's 2006 Holiday Edition, and then there's like a special DVD edition. Nothing actually changed on the cover or to the logo. It remained the same. It just got like a little Christmas mistletoe somewhere, or a red ribbon or something, just to signify that it was something different. The Sims 3 shook it up a little bit. They have 3 different covers, and those changed over time as well, between I think the digital versions of the game as well as the physical ones, but I speak under correction here. I just know that with my collector's edition, it has a different cover to the DLC version of the game on Origin, and I found a 3rd version of the cover floating around as well. But the same story of nothing else changed. It's just the layout of the cover, but the brand itself, the image, the Sims 3, the Sims 2, the Sims 1, all of it stayed the same. It was just an updated design, but not a rebranding, which is a pretty big difference. I agree that The Sims 4 is a really different game now to what it was when it was released, and James from The Sim Supply shows that really nicely in one of his videos where he plays the game as it was when it was released, pre-patch, pre-anything, no pools, no toddlers, nothing, just pure base game. And I agree that The Sims 4 has come a long way since then, and they've changed a lot and updated a lot, and things make a bit more sense now than what they did in the past. So I can also understand that reason for wanting to rebrand completely, especially because it's been 5 years and this would be the time for The Sims 5, but actually The Sims 4 is a very different game to what it was when it came out. So that, it's like it's like Apple, it's like iPhone 10 and then iPhone 10s. This is like The Sims 4S, I'm guessing. Just that they've gradually been building up to over the years. Yeah. This rebrand marks the dawn of The Sims 4S. And in terms of the future for The Sims 4 and the hope that the developers have, I think that they still have a lot of room to grow. Yes, the world is still closed, but we can explore it a bit more now, but I think that there really is room to grow in terms of character development and gameplay and depth of play, and not just like doing interactions for the sake of the interactions, but actually like having meaningful consequences or reasons or actual like agency for your Sims. Like I think things like that could still be improved, and it's something that the previous games did so well. Like The Sims 2 Wants and Fears, which gave a lot of depth to like who your Sims were, what they wanted, what they were thinking about, and like all the crazy stuff that they could do or wanted to do or would not do. So yeah, I think that The Sims 4 definitely has room to grow in giving the Sims that sort of like, giving them their own mind in a way. If they decide to even go that route, I don't know. But the game is sticking around for a few more years, and that's certain, and I look forward to seeing the changes. I mean, it can only really get better. It started out pretty empty. The game was like a shell, and they've been slowly like filling it with more and more content over the years. And hopefully by the end of The Sims 4's lifespan, whenever that they decide that to end, whether it be in 2024 or whatever, I hope that we have a pretty completed game. Question of the day is, what do you think of The Sims 4's new look? Was it something you feel was a long time coming? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you like how it looks? What do you like about it or not like about it? Please let me know in the comments. I really look forward to reading them. I'd like to thank you again so much for watching, and if you haven't yet pressed the like, subscribe and notification buttons, then please do so, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Sul sul!